Okay, thank you. Today my material is language dialect varieties. Hello, my name is Yuyu Pratiwi. I'm from class 7A, English Department, Universitas Muhammadiyah Makassar. Okay, language dialect and varieties. Hudson, at 1996, defines a variety of language as a set of linguistic items with similar distribution, a definition that allows us to say that all of the following are varieties, like Canadian English, London English, the English of football commentaries, and so on. According to Hudson, this definition also allows us to treat all the language of some multilingual speaker or community as a single variety since all the linguistic items concerned have a similar social distribution. A variety can therefore be something greater than a single language as well something less even than something traditionally referred to as a dialect. Ferguson at 1972 offers another definition of variety, like any body of human speech patterns which is sufficiently homogeneous to be analyzed by available techniques of synchromic description and which has a sufficiently large repertoire of elements and their arrangements or process, with broad enough semantic scope to function in all formal contexts of communication. The term of variety language are imaged due to different systems reflecting different varieties of the human condition. Variety is a specific set of linguistic items or human speech patterns, which we can connect with some external factor, apparently a geographical area or a social group. Language can be at variance in lexical, grammatical, phonological, and other ways depends on different social, geographical, and other circumstances that mean that elements will be needed and therefore developed. And for that reason, sociolinguistics believe that such unique sets of items or patterns do exist. Language is many things. It can be a system of communication, a medium for thought, vehicle for literary expression, a matter for political controversy, and a catalyst for a nation building. According to O'Grady and Dobrovolsky at 1989. In Imansha 208. 2008. The next is language and dialect. A social norm, then a dialect is a language that is excluded from polite society. It is often equivalent to non-standard or even substandard when such terms are applied to language and can connote various degrees of inferiority, with that connotation of inferiority carried over to those who speak a dialect. According to Edward, 2009, define dialect as a variety of a language that differs from others along three dimensions: vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation or accent, because they are forms of the same language. And Haugen at 1966 has pointed out that language and dialect are ambiguous terms. Ordinary people use this term quite freely in speech. For them, a dialect is almost certainly no more than a local non-prestigious or therefore powerless variety of a real language. Okay. In language, there are two kinds of dialect. The first is regional dialect, and the second is social dialect. Regional dialect is a geographical base. It means that a dialect that differs because of geographical area. The difference can be in terms of pronunciation, choice of words, and syntax. And the next is social dialect. Social dialect is a sociolect or social dialect is a variety of language or a register associated with a social group such as a socio-economic class, an ethnic group, an age group, and etc. Next we talk about regional dialect. Regional dialect. Dialect geography is term used to describe attempts made map the distribution of various linguistic features so as to show their geographic provenance. For example, in seeking to determine features of the dialect of English and to show their distribution. The second is all people in the same place can talk to each other and for the most part understand each other, yet not to speak exactly. For difference are due to the age, sex, state of health, size, personality, emotional state, and personal idiosyncrasies. That each person speaks somewhat differently from all others is shown by our ability to recognize acquaintances by hearing them talk. The unique characteristic of the language of an individual speaker are referred to as the speaker's dialect. The third is regional dialect is a graphically based. It means that a dialect that differs because of a geographical area. The difference can be in terms of pronunciation, choice of words, and syntax. For example, the regional dialect at Sulawesi Selatan is like Bugis, like Bugines, and second in Kampalajian, and Tamanik like Embaloh and Taman, and Makassarik like dialect Bentong, dialect Coastal Konjo, Highland Konjo, Makassaris, and Selayar. Next is Seko like Budong-Budong, Panaswan, Seko Padang, Seko Tengah. Then Lemulang. The next is at Northern like Mamuju, Mandar, and the last is Masenrempulu like Duri and Endrekang. The next is social dialect. A sociolect or social dialect is a variety of language, like a register, associated with a social group such as a socio-economic class, an ethnic group, an age group, and etc. Socialists involve both passive acquisition of particular communicative practice through association with a local community, as well as active learning and choice among speech or writing forms to demonstrate identification with particular groups.